scam to protect older adults from fraud. These are tips really anyone can hear and benefit from.
Yeah, absolutely. No one is there are a lot of fraudsters who are targeting older adults.
Yeah.
And so we're actually seeing a lot of scams. Medicare scams is a big one that we're seeing right now, where firm your Medicare number or even asking for payments.
And they don't stop there. You know, I interviewed one woman who she had just lost her son, and days later we heard from her at 6 o'clock. Actually, we're going to pause on this for just a moment. We do have some breaking news coming out of South Texas. The rocket ship is launching as we speak. Take a look.
Booster after chamber pressure is nominal.
Into the test flight of the inaugural Starship vehicle. Tower cleared, we're into pitch over. Propulsion reports first stage engines nominal. What a sight from the ground cameras at Starbase. We're flying at twice the thrust of the Saturn V heading to space.
Acquisition of signal, surface proceed.
We're throttled down and throttled back up. Going through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure. As the velocity increases, the density of the atmosphere is decreasing.
Max Q.
Lessening stress on the vehicle. The call out, max Q now. Continuing to watch the first stage as we head downrange. 100 seconds into flight. Our next major activity is going to be shutdown of the first stage. The Houston tracking station now acquiring the vehicle. With shutdown, we will get separation of Starship from Super Heavy and ignition of the Starship engines. When Starship separates, we light up 6 engines in a staggered sequence. And if all goes well, those 6 engines will burn for almost 6.5 minutes. Onboard view from Starship. And there's views of the Raptor engines on the second stage as we prepare for stage separation. Now, after stage separation, the first stage will flip and begin a boost back maneuver for landing in the Gulf.
How awesome is this? You are taking a live look at SpaceX launching its most powerful rocket yet. This was the launch that was originally scheduled to take place on Monday. It was postponed till Wednesday, and then of course it's taking place today, one day later. This is again SpaceX's most powerful rocket. We do know that it will be going into orbit. That split from the booster that the gentleman was just talking about is taking place right now, and it is expected to enter the Earth's atmosphere near Hawaii in about 90 minutes. So we, of course, will continue to follow this developing story. Magnificent to see, pretty incredible. You know, I've seen a few of these having come from Florida in my last market. We would watch these very closely, and I would argue that this is by far the clearest launch that we've seen, and this is pretty incredible to watch and witness. So history in the making. This is a major deal for not only this company but really exploration to the moon, Artemis, and of course Mars in the future. We're going to listen in for a little more.
I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake.
Of cheers in South Texas. Look at that. People ecstatic. People watching all across the country and perhaps world. This is a major day for future exploration happening in Boca Chica. We'll continue to follow this and bring you the latest throughout the day on air and online at clicktohouston.com. A live look inside that control room. Very exciting. Elon Musk sitting right there in the front row. Pretty cool. Okay, well, we're going to get back to our story, our conversation, that is, on scams and how that really can impact anyone, but more so our elder generations.
Yeah, of course. And what a story to follow up.
Right, right.
Quite a time to be interrupted. Scams are not as fabulous as a space launch, but I hope that this can be beneficial for some viewers.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're talking about scams. We're talking about Medicare scams specifically. And of course, we're also seeing grandparent scams where we're actually having people being contacted, where people are using AI to clone people's voices to make it sound like someone's loved one is contacting them, saying that they're in trouble, they need money, they're in jail, don't call my mom, don't tell anyone.
Right.
Just send money as fast as you can. And so, of course, this is super intimidating, and there's no wonder that people want to send money. So
it's really upsetting, too, to so many people, not only the folks being scammed, but really, you know, their family members, their loved ones. I was speaking with one woman earlier, a local lady here in Houston, and she got scammed out of $800. It was days after her son had passed, and she's typically on, Miss Barbara, she's typically on, she crosses her T's and dots her I's. She's on top of it. But this particular day, it was days after her son passed, and someone called her house pretending to be someone from the electric company. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she quickly Zelled over some money, but within a matter of minutes, she realized that she was being scammed. And at that point, it was too late. And so she's hoping that, you know, we put holds on credit cards, we put holds on debit cards. Why can't we put holds on Zelle? So that's a solution that she has put forth, and she hopes some of these companies can make a change to adapt. What are some of the red flags, though, people should look out for?
Yeah, so that is absolutely a red flag, is asking for that alternative form of payment. So any sort of Zelle's, Cash App, Venmo, legitimate companies typically are not going to ask for these type of things, or anyone who's asking for gift cards or prepaid debit cards, because that kind of money is untraceable. Once you spend it, you can't get it back.
And I know another red flag is that if they want the money now,
yes.
I always, when I get these types of calls, even if it's a legitimate call, I'll say, you know what, I'm really busy at the moment. Can I call you back in, say, an hour? Mm-hmm. Just to make sure that is, in fact, the company, the outlet that they say they're from.
Yeah, of course. Any sort of sense of urgency is a huge red flag, as well as unsolicited contact. If they are contacting you, asking you, and having this, you have to do it within 24 hours, that's a red flag. Legitimate companies are working on a longer timeline than that.
Is there anything that I can do, or people watching right now can do to help their loved ones, to prevent them from becoming a victim of scams?
Yeah, of course. And so that is just sitting down with your loved one and educating them. It's taking the time to go over what scams are popular right now, to teach yourself, and also if there's any sort of technology that they're not familiar with, going over what are spoofed calls, what is that manipulation of caller ID, how to block callers. Don't trust everyone who sends you something through text or through email. Don't click downloadable links because you'll get a virus on your device. Just taking the time with your loved ones.
We are running out of time, but I do want to ask you really quick. Say you are scammed. What should you do immediately?
First thing you should do is you should contact, if it's a Medicare scam, contact Medicare. If it's a Social Security scam, contact Social Security. You can report this scam to the Federal Trade Commission, and also please report it to the Better Business Bureau's scam tracker at bbb.org.
bbb.org. We'll of course put all of this information on our website, clicktohouston.com. Angel, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it.